have a dream.
I don't like that. Hello everybody, this is Christopher Lane here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hello everybody, this is Christopher Lane, and this is my YouTube story. I've been out of high school for 4 years. I graduated in 2015 through 2016. And everything you do in life does not have a toll on where you go or what you do with your life. It just means you have to do stuff better for yourself. I don't plan on working a 9 to 5 my whole entire life. I want to become my own boss and do what I want to do in life. Everybody's like, oh, you have to go to college. Oh, you have to work to make money or do something. You have to do something to make a lot of money to make yourself happy. But if you just follow your dreams and do what you want to do, you'll be good in life. And just know, I've been through a lot in my life that has set me back. Oh, you're not going to amount to anything. You're going to have to work a 9 to 5 and everything like that. There's better things to do with your life than work a 9 to 5, go to school, and be like all that. And what I'm telling you right now is, if you stare at the stars long enough, you'll become a star. That doesn't mean you'll become a perfect star. You won't become better than anybody else. But just know, the stuff you do in life, if you're happy with what you do in life, then do that. I'm happy just looking at a camera, talking to you guys all day like I am now at my job when I'm supposed to be working. But nobody's come in, so like, why can I not just do what I want to do and pursue what I want to do? Another thing is, if you have a dream, just chase it. And my dream is to become a famous YouTuber, like, so I can have people know where I am and what I do and say my name out in school, like the kids at Wiley Elementary. They're like, hey, JoJo's so cool, JoJo. And they talk about JoJo so much. It's like, that's what I want in life, man. I want people to know my name like that, like the kids. I want to inspire people to chase their dreams and do what they want to do. Even if it's working a 9 to 5. If you want to work a 9 to 5 your whole entire life, go for it. If you want to go to college, do that. If you want to become a freaking brain surgeon person, go for it, man. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy in life. Do it to the fullest. If you do everything to the fullest with your mobility, you will become what you want to do. And so that being said, this is 2016 through 2017. When I first graduated high school, I had the opportunity to run track. If everybody that knows me knows I was the best athlete to come out of Burton High School, or I had not the best athlete to come out of Burton High School, but I had the potential to go run at a community college. And I didn't run over in community college or track because when I was running straight track at WSU and it was my senior year, I was in first place for the 300-meter hurdles, and I'm doing my best. I'm running the best race I ever ran, and I tripped over one hurdle in my life, and I came in third place to be #1 in the state for 300 hurdles. But that one hurdle, you trip over that one hurdle, and it just breaks your world down. If I had to compare running track to doing real life, even if you do trip over one hurdle in life, it's not the end of the race. It just means it's another step back and you have to run, get back up and run. Even if you fall down in life, there's always gonna be things in life that hit you like a brick wall. Just get back up and run again. And that being said, I lost and I was so pissed. I told myself after the end of the race, I was like, I'm never running track again. I'm never doing anything with sports again. And after that, I lost all momentum to run sport or do sports or care about sports. And so either one, I had the opportunity to go to Hutch Community College or go to Fort Hays State, which I got accepted into. Me and my whole entire class of 2015, we told all of ourselves, hey, we're not gonna go to HCC because that's where everybody goes. The last 3 classes, everybody went to HCC. And we're like, you know what? We're not gonna follow in their footsteps. We're gonna do what we want to. So we all made a pledge not to go to HCC. So that being said, I went to Fort Hays in 2016 through 2017. And I had the best time of my life there. I met my best friends, and I did a lot of shit that's when I knew I should have started my vlog, because I had the best times and the worst times of my life. And I just roll the clips.
What the fuck are y'all looking at?
Pocket pussies.
Have you ever touched, seen, or played with pocket pussy?
And I cared about school, but for me, when I first went to Fort Hays, my first week there, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do everything by myself. I'm not gonna use my IEP. I'm not gonna use anybody else except myself. And so that took a turn for the worst. I started going to class. I was going to class every day, not messing with, like, I would go to class, come to our dorm room, get my work done, yada, yada, yada. And I was so by myself, I would go downstairs, because we had this thing called the Weiss building where you could sit there, and it had a pool room. And I was like, you know what? Every day after class, I'd go there, get the pool sticks, and just play pool by myself. Just hit the balls around and not do anything like that. But it's just, once I started meeting friends and meeting the people I knew, I had them motivate me to go to school, go to class, and do all that. But once I started realizing that school wasn't for me, or this crap's harder than I thought it was gonna be, I just gave up, and I didn't give up, but I was just not doing the things I was supposed to, like I was skipping class when it got hard. I was not attending classes much. I would go to class but not pay attention. I would play on my phone and stuff like that. And so I finally got some friends at Fort Hays, and I was like, you know what, it's not that bad. I have friends here. And after that, I sort of like grew away from going to class and stuff. I would go to class every day, but I would probably walk out because I got frustrated because I couldn't learn anything, or it was too hard and stuff like that. And I'd come home every weekend, like not every weekend, but I'd come home on the weekends just to de-stress from school and try to figure out what I was doing when I started thinking things were going downhill and stuff like that. So like midterm, probably Christmas break, I came home and I was so stressed out about school, and I was talking to my friends, and I was just getting drunk for the whole spring break. I was home from college just to de-stress, and I knew it wasn't for me, so I was like trying to tell my friends and give them hints, but they weren't understanding because everything for them was going good. School was going good, classes were going good, and it was just terrible. It was a terrible time. And so finally, a few months before spring break, I was talking to my friend Manny. I was like, hey man, like I probably won't end up coming back here next year because my grades are bad, I can't pass anything, and I just need a backup plan. Like, what do I do if I drop out? And he was helping me. He's like, well, why don't you just go to community college and find out something you want to do? I was like, well, I really like, this is what I was telling him. I was like, I really like teeth, so I might become a dental hygienist. He's like, yeah, dude, they pay really good and everything like that. So I was thinking of that as my backup plan. And so a few weeks after that, I was telling my grandma that, hey, I'm coming home this summer. Am I allowed to move back in because I'm not doing that good at school? And she's like, yeah, you're always welcome back home and stuff like that. And so I had to plan I was moving back, and there was no craps given. Like, I knew I was having a place to stay for the summer and stuff like that. But all that being said, I'll show you what, I have all the footage from my college years. I'll show you what it's like and what I did all the time. Just know, school, I did my best. Like, I did the best I could. I tried the books, I tried studying, but every time I didn't, every time school was bad, I always resorted to drinking, going out, partying, or smoking weed. And so when I knew school was getting bad, I started drinking more, I started smoking more. I didn't give a crap what I was looking like, what I was doing, and stuff like that. Remember what I told you about smoking weed and drinking? That's coming later on. But the highlights of my high school year, or my college year, was every Wednesday we had this thing called, every Wednesday we had this like group where all the students can go to like this place and pray and talk about Jesus and do all that. And all my friends every Wednesday were like, Chris, you doing this? Chris, you going to that? I'm like, no man, I'm just gonna sit here and, I don't know, hang out. I don't want to go, because I thought I could do everything by myself, and I didn't want to, because church wasn't just I grew up in a house where we didn't have to go to church or any of that, and it's like, I don't want to go. It's a waste of time. Nothing's really good going to benefit me about it and all that. So all my friends went, and I had to resort to sitting there by myself playing games, waiting for my friends to get back so I could hang out with them. And they all came back happy, and I'm just sitting there like, bummed out, like, whatever. Nah, Chris, man, you should have went. It was so cool. We did this and this and this. I'm like, yeah, man, that's cool, but I'd rather do this and this. I'd rather do drugs and do all this crap. Why you guys go to that? And that's another thing. And I remember, that's a highlight that you will be later on in the story. Remember every Wednesdays. And so we had this class called Academic Learning for Freshmen or something like that. And it was like this place where you get to go to class and learn what you want to do in life and how to get your grades better and all that. I keep saying all that and all that and all that. So fucking annoying. And all that. All that and all that. Get out of here with that. But we had this class called Academic Learning for people that were like, had bad grades for the semester or halfway failing or had to drop out or something like that. But I remember it was me, Brandon, Tyler, Kevin, Radley, and some other kids. And we all had to do this presentation about a celebrity. And I chose a celebrity, Bob Marley. I don't know why. I think it's because I watched this interview about Bob Marley that he influenced me. He's like, does money make you happy? Is money the key to happiness? Is money love? Does having a lot of possessions make you happy? Does that make you rich? No, it doesn't make you rich. The soul makes you rich. Having a lot of possessions doesn't make you rich. And I'll probably just roll the clip for you guys now. And I just remember making that video or making that presentation. I was like, man, that's a horrible presentation. And I just did it about Jamaica and whatnot. I gotta go, I'll be right back. Have you ever thought something was wrong with you, but it was just the negative thoughts in your head? I go back to this song, it's like, we have friends, we have this and that. But the only thing negative is something that's negative in you. And I remember that it came from this song that I used to sing all the time. It was by B.O.B. and something I like that. But another story is, I've been to the mental hospital 3 times in a row. The first time was, I'll roll the clip, was when I was at a party with my brother and all of his friends and whatnot. And I got super, super drunk and upset Because drinking for me, well, when I used to drink all the time, it would just make me really depressed and really sad and whatnot. But the only thing negative was something in me. And the fact is, if you are depressed, if you are going through some stuff that is making you feel like you're not worth it, just know you are worth it. It hurts to kill, like it hurts me to talk about this because it brings up the past, but the past is the past and you gotta move on. But it's hard, that's harder said than done. We were at a party one time and whatever, I'll just roll the clip. But the second time I went to the mental hospital was when I didn't talk to anybody. Like my brother was living at home, my grandparents lived at, well, I lived with my grandparents at this time, and I was just drinking real heavy again and whatnot. And I told my parents I needed to go back. And I caught it before like it got really bad and whatnot. And I found out in my life that the only time I get really depressed is when I don't have a plan for my life. Like I didn't know what I was gonna do. It was my second year out of college, and I was like, you know what? I have nothing going for me. Whatever. I'll just do what I want to. And so I just started drinking real heavy and stuff like that, and I got really to the point where I drank a whole bottle in one night, and my brother realized, he's like, yo, you're drinking way too much. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, why is that? I was like, dude, I feel like I'm going to shit again. He's like, what do you mean going to shit? I'm like, my attitude's going to crap. I don't feel like living, and just told him. I was like, okay. He's like, you told grandpa? I'm like, no. So the next morning I told my parents I needed to go back. And so I went back and whatnot, and I was there, and it made me realize, like, I'm here, but am I really here? So they put me on antidepressants, sent me home, and whatever. The third time was when I went to Colorado with my ex-girlfriend that I used to date. And we went to a Colorado concert. We went to a Russ concert. Hey, shout out Russ for selling out 10,000 people at Red Rocks, because ain't nobody else doing that shit. And so we did that. We went to Colorado. We had a good time. Well, I had a good, and it was just like, I needed to get away. So I went on vacation, like it was a vacation. I took my ex-girlfriend, and so I took her, and you know what Colorado's for, it's like, oh, you smoke weed, yeah, good times, whatever. And I forgot what weed did to me, so I smoked. We probably went to the concert, and then I was standing by 10,000 people. And my first instinct of like doing anything around that many people is I always thought bad thoughts, like, oh, what if someone shot up this concert, what if this and that? And it's like, I go back to, the only thing negative is something in you. And I went home and I started drinking because I couldn't get rid of this anxiety I was having from the trip of smoking weed and having 10,000 people around you. Yeah, you're outdoors, but even though you're still in the place of where you don't feel comfortable, it makes your anxiety really high and whatnot. So I went home, I drank a whole bottle of Bombay, a little bit of Malibu, and just got blacked out drunk and went to sleep. And a few days later, I kept doing the same thing. I kept drinking and whatnot, and it just made it worse. So I was like, you know what? I'm going back to the hospital. When I went to the hospital for the last time, the thing I tried doing was ODing on my depression medicine. That sounds so stupid. Like, who tries ODing on depression medicine? I got to the hospital, and there was this girl that, I won't mention her name, there was this girl that took 12 Xans, 3 Perks, and 4 Adderall, and she was in the hospital, like, near death, like, seeing her eyes closed. And this is her experience with what she told me. She's like, yeah, I saw my eyes closed and whatnot. And I was like, so you were near death? She was like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I tried ODing on depression medicine. You're way worse than I am. And I met this guy that was hospitalized for drinking alcohol. He had alcohol poisoning. And it just makes you realize, like, the shit you're going through is bad, but the crap that other people are going through is way worse. So I'm telling you this from experience. You will get over your depression. It will still be a occurring thing. Your anxiety will still be occurring. But once you get to the point where you can just get rid of it, but know how to control it and know when stuff's going downhill, that's the best way to do it, is know when everything is going wrong, and you realize that's when you have control of it. If you realize that you're in a mental state of being where you used to be. And that being said, you will be okay. You will be all right. It might not be now, it might not be 2 days later, it might take you 3 years, or it might take you 4 months. You'd never know, but just know it's not as bad as you think. I'm trying to motivate you guys, but it will be okay. I remember the second time I got out of the mental hospital, my parents, they told me I was gonna get a dog. I'm like, what? I'm getting a dog? They're like, yeah, what kind of dog you want? I'm like, I want a Siberian Husky. They're like, that's exactly what you're getting. And a Siberian Husky has always been my dream dog. Like, I love Siberian Huskies. They're just so cute and they're fluffy and whatnot. And the time I got out of there, I got my dog. I realized I've got my dream dog already. When I first got my dog and I went to go look at my dog, it brought joy to my life, like just so much joy. But the true fact is, I named my dog Avalanche. She's a Siberian Husky, and I named her Avalanche because there's this song I'm about to play for you guys. Why I roll the clips of the pictures of me and her and stuff like that. There's a song called Avalanche by B.O.B. It's a really good song. And this is when I started knowing like when I heard the song and I started feeling myself, like I started not feeling myself, but like knowing mentally I'm losing my mind, not losing my mind, but like starting my depression, like my depression started, is when I realized, I heard the song and I was like, yes, I had depression, I have this and that. And I remember my first year working at my second year, no, it was the second year with this, no, first year, second year, sorry, I keep messing it up, second year at the pool, and I was a pool assistant, like burn pool assistant, whatever, and I had Brian, this guy named Brian, keep replaying 1-800 by Logic, and I knew instantly when I heard that song, it was just relieving my depression, and it was just bad, like, it was just horrible. And just last year, at coming around last summer, I remember going to this girl, Jackie McCandless's house, and we would sit there on the porch and just drink, and drink, and drink, and drink. And every other day we were drinking, because you know what? It's summer. Like, how can you not drink in the summer? Whatever. But then we started to get to the point where we were drinking, and we were talking about how our depression hits like this and that. And it got to the point where she told my parents that I was drinking too much, and I didn't want anything to, I just cut her off from my life, because she told my parents that I was saying some reckless shit, like I would kill myself and shit like this. And I told her, I remember one time I was over at her house, and I told her I was sitting there, and I was drunk as hell. I just was plastered drunk. It was probably like 4 in the afternoon, and it was my day off, and I just told her, I was like, hey, if I had a gun right now, I'd just blast my fucking skull, like my brains out of my head. And then that's when she told my parents that I needed to get checked in. I don't know why, but I was so mad. I was so mad at her for telling my parents I said that. But it was just I knew then she cared, and it really put her in shock. Like, why would someone say that about themselves? So, you know what I'm saying? And it shocks the world. Like, people really do care about you. People really do love you. And just know you're never alone. Whatever you're going through, you're never alone. There's always people out there to talk to. There's always people to hear other stories. Just know you're never alone. And I remember telling them that, and I remember just not talking to her for like a solid week until I went to the hospital. I kept telling her, I gave her the excuse, I'm going to see my dad. I don't even know who my dad is, but I always named this guy that I used to go see at the hospital. His name was, I won't give his name, but he put an impact on my life so much that I thought he was I was thinking he was my dad, because he meant that much, he meant that much to me, because he put an impact on my life, and he was always there when I'm in the hospital. But besides the fact, you'll be okay. You will be okay. You will see better days. You will smile. You will be okay. You'll be alright. 2017 through 2018. No, 2018 through 2019 was a great year for me. In 2018, January 7th, a year ago, me and my friend Nathan Harper, we used to sit there and smoke Black & Milds and just talk about life and whatnot. A big conversation I remember with this kid, with my friend Nathan, was we always talk about getting baptized. We're like, man, we should get baptized. We should do this. We should get baptized. We should get baptized. We should start going to church. I started going to church a while before that, though. I probably went for a good solid 2 months, 3 months. And I remember we were sitting there talking about it one time. What the heck? Dakota Kramer's right here. That's weird. Anyway, sorry. No, but really, we were sitting there talking about getting baptized together, getting this and that. The main part was we wanted to get baptized so we could quit doing what we're doing. We were like, we're gonna quit drinking, we're gonna quit this, we're gonna change our whole entire life just through Christ for baptizing us. And the one thing holding us back was, the other thing that was holding us back was from getting baptized was we were afraid we were gonna do the same thing we kept doing, drinking, smoking, and acting out. But in all reality, it's not the fact of you keep doing it. It's not that. It's you have to believe in your heart that once you're baptized, He has forgiven every sin you have committed through your entire life, and you are reborn. You have become a new life. You have a new life. You are born again. But I'm not going to get all into that. But I'm just going to tell him right now, this is a message to him. Yes, you have seen me when I've been baptized, and I still find myself drinking, smoking, and breaking every sin in the Bible. But we're not perfect, because if we were, we'd be Jesus. The fact is, if you even got baptized, you believe in anything you want to. But the main point is, I still drink, I still smoke, and I just believe in my heart that He's forgiven me for my sins, and that's it. And that was in 2018. I went back to college in Hutch in 2018, and yeah, I wanted to go back to Hutch, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just want to get my academics, like they call it. Get your academics, you'll be alright, you'll get your degree. And so I thought about doing that, and then I went to school, and someone told me I would be good at being a fighter, and so I pursued it, and then it just wasn't for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I kept having anxiety about being in a room with full of people I didn't know, and people just staring at me like I was weird, but I'm not weird. I just felt like everybody was staring at me when nobody was really staring at me, you know? And so it was just, I don't know, it just took a toll on me, so I just didn't go back to school. Another thing is, in late 2018, right before the summer ended, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, so I went back and I started acting out, I started drinking a lot more and stuff. And this girl told me, she's like, hey, do you want a job? I'm like, what kind of job? She's like, a teacher's aide. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. So I started doing that this year of 2018 in August, and now it's 2019. And it's crazy how much my life changed since, like, what I've been telling you. I have my own house, I pay for my own bills, I pay for my own car, and I feel like I'm good enough to get hired back, but I just don't know if they will. And now I'm currently working 2 jobs I have. But this was my life summed up to the highlights of it. There's still a lot of stuff in the background that I'm hiding from you guys, just because it's gonna be my first video, you know what I'm saying? So until then, I won't post any daily vlogs or nothing like that. You'll catch my videos when you catch my videos, because I work 2 jobs all the time. I work from 7:30 to 3:30, and when I got from the school at 3:30, I go straight to AT&T at 4 to 8, and I have no time to record. So on my days off, or when I'm off, I'll try to clip some footage for you guys, but just know it's gonna be hard because I'm tired all the time, where I'm doing other stuff. So until then, peace out.
My story ain't your story ain't mine.